We're all blended into the map. This guy's in outer space.
Sorry, I'm trying to fix something.
He goes to Mars once. This guy,
I
he
didn't
goes
do
to
it.
Mars
I didn't get
once.
to do it. I didn't even get to do it.
Speaking of going to Mars, you guys saw the broadcast for NASA?
Yeah,
I did.
I'm a part of it.
Oh man, that was freaking awesome.
I missed it.
Well, I was watching Lupo, who then in turn watched it. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Lupo is actually pretty tech savvy. Like,
Well,
not
he
just
worked-
video game tech, like
Yeah, he worked
tech
in
is
IT for like
savvy.
17 years or some shit.
Mhm. Yeah.
The most impressive dude to me is Leopard Stealth. That guy, he fascinates me. I like his stream.
I just like his when he runs around the street in the green screen suit. It's my favorite
I like
thing.
it. On Fridays when he orders his pizza.
Yeah. They
No,
have
his-
to feel
his,
so awkward.
His freaking lep walks when he has all of his clips and shit playing crack me up.
Yeah.
All right, I believe Viva it is
We are live. I was just trying to
for
do something.
you
I'm
to
failing.
take away.
We're on camera.
Mhm. Yeah, we're going back to camera now.
All right. Welcome everybody to M&A&D&D episode 58. To be disclosed later. Last we left, Mergers and Acquisition was headed into the frozen north on their way to the Sea of Moving Ice. Their mode of transportation was this beautiful, awe-inspiring airship that this blue skylight of a balloon in the air with these gilded sides of it, this magnificent ship that was powered by unknown technologies, entrusted were you all to help crew this magnificent vessel north into this winter wasteland. On the way, though, you all were attacked by what you would assume could only have been cultists or an occultist attack, stopping you from heading north, as just a swarm of wyvern intercepted your airborne path towards the frozen north. As somewhat novices of, I would say maritime, but whatever that is for air, warfare, your abilities to, I don't know, meet this challenge head on fell short, and parts of the ship were just ripped asunder by the swarm of wyvern. And tragically, probably what may go down in history as the most important character in the entirety of this campaign was lost to us. His name is something we don't quite remember. We didn't have enough time to bond with him. Yeah. Okay.
What are you talking about? He tried to steal from us at least at one point.
Laszlo, who would have had the most amazing arcing story? You would have.
We actually had the most conversation with him out of all of the crewmates.
That's
because
true.
we stopped him and had that heart-to-heart moment of him being like, I don't know, I'm sorry. I was like, don't worry about it. Just don't make us your enemy.
And he will be an enemy no longer, as he was
until he returns from hell.
Apart from the ship, along with the bow. Thom Petty is in terrible, terrible shape as you guys begin a descent, almost an uncontrolled descent into the tundra, this freezing wasteland again. The bitter cold starts to surround you, darkness falls, and the ice that like kind of hangs in the air, just like rips at your skin as you guys sail through this. It's battering. It's like a sandstorm, but not only does it hit you and rip your flesh, but it leaves this stinging cold. And that's where we're gonna pick up. As
we have fixed the ship for right now, though, right?
the ship is in disrepair. You guys are in control, but you guys are losing altitude.
We did that part though, is what I thought. Because we determined how to spend the 300 resources, we landed it, and we took off from there.
Oh, okay.
Am I misremembering
Okay.
everybody?
No,
Like, I thought we left from
you're
there.
not.
I was like, I thought we traveled a few days after that, and we had a decision to either we crossed.
Right. Okay. Sorry.
Because that's where you started drawing a new line on the map, and you said we had a choice to like pass someplace, and we kept going forward a little bit. Further.
Okay. Yeah. No, you remember correctly. So, as you guys are entering this area of the north,
We are in the cold part, though. Yeah.
you guys like you've entered this darkest part of this. The nights are getting rough, and your captain shouts, "Everybody, we must go below decks for a minute and prepare." You're ushered below decks by his first mate, and she draws your attention to some of the equipment that had previously been mentioned that you were going to be provided. You see, as they open up, they pull these big crates out from that had been stowed. They open them up, and inside of it, you see these pelts. You see just like some clothing covered in many different kind of furs. As they start to pile them out, they bring out these thick lined boots that they're pulling. In front of you, they lay out, and you see the crew just immediately start like gathering up. They're familiar with this routine, and they immediately start piling on their clothes. Darlings, y'all should hurry up with this. The cold grabs you quick here. It hits fast, and we all must be ready.
I'll start grabbing some clothes and bundling up with what I can.
Same.
Same here.
Now I need someone help me bring these tarps up top. There are things we'll do to help us to fight against the bitter ice storms.
I'll help.
She starts pulling out these huge tarps. She leads you back up on the deck where the captain, where you all are kind of now bundled almost comically, to the sense where like you had never been in such gear before. You look up at your captain, who this giant minotaur, who normally just kind of like has more flesh than clothes exposed. And again, you're surprised by what little he wears, and he just kind of like glows, and you see this when he breathes out his nose, it almost seems like there's embers of flame in his mouth and in his nostrils, keeping him warm. It's a sight to see. It's almost like in this darkness, he generates his own heat as he continues to man the steering wheel of the ship. The first mate. Okay, go ahead.
As I say, can I? Can I just like do a perception check, like if I walk past him, to see if he smells like brimstone or anything?
Yeah, go for it.
So good at rolling. I'm just gonna like walk through and pretend to just be really cold and just sniff very harsh because my nose is very runny.
Your brother, who happened to be standing next to you at this time, is like, yeah, I know,
smell that
I know,
bad. It's just
I know my cloak stinks.
I
You
I
definitely
spray a
smell
little bit more perfume. I mean, deodorant.
Yeah, there
Wafted
there was a
around.
smell. You smell brimstone, but you can't tell if it's your brother or
Okay.
not. But you're quickly ushered to the deck. The first mate is yelling, and she's like kind of propping up these posts in areas where you are hanging these tarps down, giving you some cover, putting up these like slight barriers to well the deck had always been exposed to the elements. This is now kind of creating a little canopy for which you guys can work, cutting down on the directness of this ice storm and stuff, and you guys still have the visibility and stuff. It just it turns the dial from 100 down to 55.
Okay.
And Dean, I assume at this time I will be back into the kitchen deck and start whipping something to warm up the crew and stuff.
All right, so you've headed below deck to start cooking, freeing up Usk to do other work.
Mm-hmm. And I remember the captain still needs his steak and potato, so I'll get his first.
Kierna turns to you. Oh, there's still some ways to go, but when we crest these peaks here, we'll be landing in a place named Icewind Dale. Keep in mind, this is dangerous territory for everyone.
Ooh, okay.
Over the next several hours, you guys start to see these jagged peaks like come up to the point where you think it might just like tear a hole through the stern of the ship. Although you seem to be hundreds of feet above them, they just seem like these horrendous spears, jagged jade spears sticking out of into the sky. It lends to the sense that this is just such a dangerous land that you're entering. It isn't until kind of the early dawn that you guys start to see the tops of trees, and off in the distance you kind of just see these flickering lights. Enough flickering lights that that you get the sense that you've come across a village. You've come across it's almost harsh to say civilization in this like wild untamed wilderness, but you guys start to lower yourself.
How big is the town?
From I would say when you're about 100 feet off the ground, you could see end to end.
Okay.
It is very small.
Okay.
And it's set as you guys were coming down. It's set next to a lake.
Okay.
So there's a handful of huts and not so much huts, but like houses and structures and stuff. But you could walk from end to end in a couple of minutes. As you guys begin to land in an open field, you set down. LeChamp throws like some like weighted sacks and stuff tied to the thing to kind of anchor yourselves to this land. As you guys understand that you guys are now going to make landfall here. There'll be some time here before we leave again. We're going to look to see maybe if we can reinforce our ship a little bit more. And
How
supplies are all
long?
necessary.
How long are you thinking? And are there any provisions that we need to pick up to help supply the ship?
Well, we're going to be looking for hardware for sure. The damage sustained was quite immense. We're going to be looking for some of that, and probably picking up some food and some other things. So, I would say, probably Usk and Valen will handle that.
Mm-hmm.
I would suggest.
I do. Sorry. Go ahead.
I would suggest that that maybe you and your other companion maybe help go get some of the supplies at the warehouse or at any kind of hardware. There is something I do think that our friend would be interested in.
Is she speaking to me and who else?
Well, she walks away from you and your brother, and she goes to Astrid and starts to kind of whisper to her. So you guys can, while I type this out, you guys can kind of figure out what you're gonna do.
I'm gonna go get some provisions, and just for not only for the ship but also for the trip later on. But I do need someone to pick up some potions for me, because for some unknown reason, I don't have any health potion on me right now. So I would need at least 2 to 3.
Thought when we left, we made sure you had some.
I thought I did too, but for some reason I didn't have any. I didn't have any right now in my equipment.
Okay, well, we'll look into that, because I'm pretty sure before you guys left, Waterdeep, that they bought enough potions to like divvy out to amongst people. So
I just don't think they ever got divvied. I think they're all in the bag of holding. If I remember correctly.
Okay, that might be it.
I will find you the actual note that I wrote for this. Give me a second. Yeah. You guys continue on. I'll go look
as
for
you guys start to disembark the ship, you guys begin to enter this town. As you approach, though, you feel the slight rumble under your feet, and this kind of this like overwhelming dread just washes over you. Can I get a perception check from everybody?
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold up.
Liam and Val quickly like your eyes dart as this dread kind of rolls over.
Bailey would have made it too. You got a 17. I just don't know why I didn't get sent to roll 20.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why too.
Interesting. Oh, because he's on 2 different devices, probably. Anyways, so the 3 of you kind of get this. As this happens, you get this. You remember this feeling. You remember parts of this from when you guys kind of entered again into Water's Deep. The sounding of the Draken horn.
Oh, and the eerie quiet.
And you guys notice as like squirrels and creatures that were in the trees outside of just kind of like jump from their perches and then like dive into the snows and burrow underground. Like they go into hiding almost immediately.
If I can say something, I'm gonna like say, "Hey guys, I think the horn's about to happen again. Be ready." I don't know if there's something that we need to do, but like just seeing like everything else hide makes me want to hide. So it's my natural reaction. I feel like it's still what I would do here. So I would try to warn everybody and say it out loud.
Yeah, I feel the same. I feel the same shifting of the winds that we felt back in Water's Deep. I agree. We'll try and find cover.
Uh-huh.
I mean, is there cover, or are we like literally in like a?
It as it rushes over you like a wave, you feel it kind of like start and permeate and then just dissipates. And after a couple of moments, it seems that like kind of everything kind of goes back to normal, and you see like a couple of the townsfolk leave their domiciles and quickly like usher through this biting winds and snows from building to building.
Let's try not to draw too much attention to ourselves. We don't know who all, like, if there are dragon cultists here or not. Let's just get our supplies and leave. We don't want to be the newcomers in town that are also associated with the weird stuff that's going on.
Yeah, the town folks might blame us for bringing up the dragon stuff. Get it?
Yeah. I'm assuming this far north they don't get too many visitors. I think no matter what, we're gonna stick out like sore thumbs.
Yeah, it feels like Texas here, so.
Pretty much.
Right. So, quick side note, everyone.
Whoa.
Quick side note. We each bought 2. This does not include Astrid. We each bought 2 potions of healing before we made it to Baldur's Gate.
Okay.
Then after Baldur's Gate, Zargos gave us each 3 potions of healing. And those are all of the potions of healing that I know of for sure.
Okay.
There are various other potions, but I don't know how many each person has used because I'm not keeping track of every single person's thing, but generic stuff, that's what we were given.
Yeah, I still have 2.
But didn't we go?
Okay, then may I just
We can figure it out.
We also bought 10 healing potions when we left.
Yeah.
This is what Asher's talking about. We bought 10 healing potions and 4 greater healing potions.
Yeah, and that
this was during the trade for the never-ending rope, the armor of gleaming, and those things.
Yeah, that hasn't been divvied out as far as I know. I tried to talk about it, but we never did. That was like the end of the session or something.
Yeah, that's all right. So while you guys kind of figured that out behind the scenes,
sure.
and you guys can do your communications how you guys do it. I'll never know because I can no longer hear David typing. You guys enter this village. It's really sparse with life, unlike any of the small villages you guys seen down south on the Sword Coast. You see these. Everybody kind of looks the same as they're all draped in these, bundled. I would just say bundled in these furs. Some pushing carts here and there, but even that, it's the idea of like rolling something in this kind of snow and terrain is a little bit far-fetched, and you see mostly people just kind of like backpacking things. What little people you see, it seems as though this is just, you immediately notice that of the places you've been, this is a harsh reality. Kierna looks to the brothers. Come with me now, so we can go maybe talk to these folks about getting some parts for the ship.
Sure, let's go.
Okay.
I believe here across the street is where we'll have our best chances. She leads you to a shop. You approach it, and you notice that there's these large crates sitting out front. Up above you is this like kind of frozen rope pulley system that seemed like mid use. This was like abandoned and stuff, and just through like what little windows and stuff you have, you just see this like slightly glowing ember as she leads you inside.
I'll act like I'm following, but I'm gonna attempt to peel off without anybody noticing.
Okay.
I would say do a stealth check.
Yep.
This will be against passive perceptions.
Am I with three of them, or I'm on myself? By myself, securing the provision.
You're with Usk, the chef you put out of work. You're with him currently because you guys were going to get the provisions.
Got it. Understood.
I believe everybody's passive is under 20. So
yeah, mine is a 15.
As like this wind kicks up and stuff, and Kierna is addressing the boys to follow her. You dart off into another direction. This one being a structure. The window is a little bit brighter. The sound a little bit louder. And it kind of, I don't know, in this frozen tundra, it gives off a little bit of warmth. Usk takes Valen and this way. Well, we're gonna. I've dealt with him a couple times before. We should be able to get to everything we need.
Sure.
Come with me if you need me to do the bargaining. Feel free to let me know.
I will leave the bargaining to you. History has proven that I'm not a very good haggler.
Right. Okay. So he takes you to a third building. You guys are kind of like, I don't know, let's say like a triangle shape. Up ahead of us are the boys. M darted off to the, or I'm sorry, not M, but Astrid darted off to the right. And
Got it.
And Valen, you scurry to the left with following Usk as he leads you into. You see a sign that would like kind of hung above the door, but the writing on it and the inscription and the iconography of it is just like caked in ice, and you can't even tell what it is. But you get the sense from years of experience that you're heading into like kind of a butcher shop, some kind of like apothecary, or
sweet.
Yeah. So you head inside. A familiar bell kind of jingles. and you're led inside. Usk greets the proprietor. Ah, Axel, nice to see you again. It's been some time. This kind of brutish figure. He's a large man, and he has some weight to him. He not that he's heavy, but he takes up space in front of you, and you barely see his eyes are kind of always just clenched shut, but he's got this massive beard that like goes down to these, what you would see is like kind of a full chest. In the midst of all this cold, he's lightly dressed in comparison to you all, and it's only a matter of moments before you realize like it's warm and you're overdressed. He just has this giant cleaver and he smacks it down, cutting some meats that he has in front of him, and my good friend, welcome back. It's been a while. What can I do for you? Well, we ran into some hardships on our way here, and we're looking to resupply. And here's my friend. This is my friend Valen, and yeah, he's with us on this journey. We're heading further north, if you could believe it. Oh no, what kind of lunacy is that? Headed further north than this? This is the frozen asshole of the world. I can't imagine.
Well, suffice to say, me and my companions were tasked a certain job that requires to travel deep into the winter and into the storm. So we would like to see if we can procure some refreshments, some ingredients that would be ideal for, fighting off the coats and fending for ourselves. Like can last us longer in the snow.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, you can imagine we don't have everything, but we have more than enough.
Mm-hmm.
Usk leans into his friend and he says, Axel, this is my good friend Valen, and trust me when I say he is willing to pay whatever he can to help secure his needs. He's a generous man. As are you, Axel. As are you. So, why barter? Huh? Friends of friends. You give me the deal, I will pay happily. We know it's rough up here for you all.
Mm-hmm.
Valen, how much money do you have on you?
For our procurement, I think I'm willing to pay like
You don't have the party funds with you, bud.
I know, but I do have I do have my personal goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, so then I guess I can spare like 5-10 gold coins just for some good quality ingredients to carry us through the storm.
Valen, you're embarrassing me in front of my friend here. 5 to 10 gold? Do you know where we're at?
Okay.
This is something like a ice asshole, he said. We can't disrespect the man like this.
Understood. Well,
Axel, I apologize. He misspoke. Trust me, he misspoke. I figured. What kind of items are we looking for? What do you need? Let's just, before we even get into the money, what do you want that I can have for you to give?
Well, some hard grain bread that can last at least up to 1 week or two.
Yep.
A couple bottles of hard liquors for
Oh, we got plenty
multiple. Yeah, and then well, some like I would say maybe some cold cuts that we can carry on ourselves, some cheese. Something that it's light and easy to carry. That we don't. It doesn't require fire to cook because knowing where we're going, we probably won't have a lot of chances to set up a fire and stuff.
I'm sorry. Did you say coca?
Cold cuts.
Coca. No.
I would say, what about just some dry sausages and
Oh, meats.
And, yeah, meats.
Yeah, we got some jerkies.
Yeah, that'll work. I guess that'll work. Yeah. Say we have minimum 4. I would say probably 10 pounds of. I will give. How about 10 loaves of bread, like 5 bottles of hard liquors, and 10 pounds of whatever meats that you can find. I'll take whatever. My companions have tried different kind of protein throughout the times that they travel with me. So whatever you can offer, I think they can gobble down.
I have different grades of jerky. Let's say the cheapest being ice rat, and probably the most expensive being polar bear.
Okay. All right. I'll take polar bear. Do you have polar bear fat?
I have a lot of it. Actually, the liquor you'll be buying will have a considerable amount of polar bear fat in it.
Oh, okay, good. Then yeah, I'll take polar bear jerky for 10 pounds and throw the rest of it in and name your price. I mean if it's not too crazy, I think I can afford it.
Yeah, 45 gold.
Okay, understood. 45. That's okay. All right, hold on. Let me think about it.
That's like, oh, Phelan.
You have some more solid fat brick that I can carry. I mean, we can use it for fuel.
Yeah.
I mean, throwing some fat brick and yeah. I'll make 50 if you can throwing some fat brick.
50 for the fat, for extra fat, polar bear fat.
Yeah.
Can do.
No, yep. 5 extra for. Okay, good.
I thought you said 50, and I was looking. Say you said 50.
No, I said 5. So 45 for the food, and then
I heard
5 additional 50. For. No. So total
so
50.
50 total.
50 total.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Good.
Yeah. 50 total.
All right.
Yep.
So let me take out. Let me pay what's my gold. Okay. I'll subtract 50 from my pile. Okay.
All right. So the transaction's made. He bundles these up. He kind of like rolls everything as much as he can in like 2 to 3 separate like big bundles of like cloth, and then he ties it all together. And,
all right.
And he helps you tuck them under your legs or under your arms. Sorry.
Perfect.
Usk, if you don't mind, if you stay behind, so I can talk to you. And Usk agrees as they usher you out the door. Usk,
just no questions asked.
Yeah, Usk is Valen is like points you Valen towards where the airship is. Hey Valen, it's right up there. Just follow the path we came down. I won't be
okay
if I move quick, because I don't think you're gonna freeze to death. But Look, I'll be right behind you, and if I see you
All
like
right.
statuesque in the ice, I will break you free, and I'll bring you to the ship.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
thank
no,
for everything.
Yep, no, thank you. Thank you. Okay, and with that, we're gonna go to Astrid.
Yep.
The building you dart in, like I had said earlier, it's loud, it's bright, and you within feet of the door, you feel like kind of heat emanating from it. You walk in and you know exactly what to expect as you find yourself in the probably the main pub or only pub in this village. It's mostly like a dirt floor with kind of hay spread, hay or weed or some similar like dried grass like spread out
They
everywhere
just spread weed on the ground?
Huh?
They just spread weed all over the ground?
Yeah.
These motherfuckers.
Valen bought all their cocaine. And you walk in and there's like really like these horribly shot like tables and stuff and of all the pubs you've been in, you're like, yeah, this is definitely the end of the world. There are many people still kind of like wrapped up in their winter gears. When you walk in, all eyes are drawn to you, but they go back to drinking. Everybody seems to kind of go back to drinking right away. Behind the counter is a bartender. This bartender again is just takes up space, just massive in size, shoulders. Were at the distance when you walk in, you're like, oh, I'm gonna come up to their shoulders, like, and they're just slinging drinks.
Yeah.
As the people kind of like pony up to the bar.
Can I make just a quick glance around to see if I pick up on anything other than what you've described, just about anybody in the place?
Yeah, do a perception.
Okay.
Well, so as you do like a once over, the massive figure behind the bar gets your attention. The huge forearms, the biceps, and you're just in awe of this woman who's out here controlling this room. As like some get rowdy, but she barks like orders at them and then immediately commands their attention, and then they kind of like die down. The instance in which she had to like kind of, I don't know, set the stage or present herself, it seems like everybody in the bar kind of just brought it down a notch. She commands this room. Other than that, you're hard to kind of like differentiate like between figures and stuff.
Yeah. I'll go up to the bar and just do a standard head nod, put a gold piece down, and ask for an ale, and then I will also, as I sit the gold piece down, as I kind of lift my hand, my Harper pen is also sitting on the bar. But as soon as she sees it, I'm gonna take it back.
Disappear. Do a sleight of hand real quick.
Ugh, okay. It's all the roguey shit I'm not good at.
You left the rogue at home.
Woo! So, under her breath, she says, "No need for quite some deception, but I enjoyed it. Welcome." I would say that it was surprising to see new faces here, but word travels quickly in such a small village.
Well,
You, I know who you're looking for.
could you point me in the right direction?
Well, behind you there. And you
Okay.
look, and she points you in the direction of a corner, and you see a figure sitting kind of like in the shadows with this, with a hood just kind of like draped over him, and inside, like in his hands, he has this silver stern, stein, silver stein, gripped in his hand. His name is Lursta, and he has a nickname, but don't use it.
Okay. I will thank her, take my ale, and wander in that direction.
As you approach the gentleman, you notice that he's looking at you kind of below the brim of this hood. That although he's trying to look like he's solemn in his beer and in his ale and he's drinking it, he's been clocking you the whole time.
I'll sit down and take a big old sip and go, "So, you always one for the dramatics?"
Yes, Astrid, I am. But you have to understand, I don't get to see many of the Harpers up here.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever want to come up here on my own. What did you
Not
do to
many
get
do.
this assignment?
Well, let's just say, and he pulls his hood down, and he reveals the face. This, the side he reveals to you first have these like dark, piercing eye, this well groomed kind of like 5 o'clock shadow, and these sharp jawline. And as he rolls to look at you in the eyes, he reveals the second half of his face that seems to be charred. That it looks burnt, but not burnt at the same time. It's as if it's as if meat had been left out in this brutal cold, where the ends start to die first, and they crack and they break. I don't like to draw attention to myself. Up here, there's less questions asked, and to be in all honesty, I got tired of scaring children. And he puts out his hand. Lursta,
Astrid, but you already knew that.
right? And you know, you'll hear me referred to as half face by some here. Some of the more whimsical. Not much I could do about it now. So, Astrid, these Harpers have sent someone up here. I'm filled in a little bit on what you're supposed to be doing. Curious as to how you go about accomplishing this, and willing to embark what I know to help you on your way. Unfortunately, I have work to do in one of the other 10 towns, and I can't join you, but understand, I will be keeping tabs on you from one Harper to another. That's not a threat.
Oh, I understand.
All right, a lot of threats happen up here. It's a wild place.
I can tell.
So, what can I do for you?
Well, what do you know? Well, what do you know about the situation or why I'm up here?
You guys are hunting the Drakenhorn, and you guys have taken on quite the journey. You guys are headed to the Sea of the Moving Ice because that was the last known location of the Drakenhorn. Now, no one can quite pinpoint its present location from the sound. You guys heard it when you walked in, right? Or
Yeah,
when you
they tended
landed.
to announce our arrival.
It's not you. Trust me.
Has it been more frequent up here?
Did you guys go by sea or by air?
Here.
Right, that would make sense. No, it's been sounding quite a bit for the last several weeks, but it kind of just rolls through the land. So I imagine up there in the air, you guys have missed these bellows, but it's like a wave emanating, and you just get caught up into the peak of it, as it rolls through the land.
Okay.
So we can't. I like honestly, I can't even verify if it's up here, but it is worth investigating. Um, the one person who could tell us more is a tiefling sorcerer named Maketh the Crimson. No one alive knows more about the Dragonhorn than her, but the Arcane Brotherhood, of which she also is a member, hasn't seen her for 3 years. She was investigating the Sea of the Moving Ice when she disappeared.
Okay. Um, did they know what she was doing up there?
Did
Did she announce Maketh? Did she announce what she was doing before she disappeared?
my understanding is, from what I've gathered, amongst the Brotherhood, she did make it clear what she was doing.
Okay.
Maketh had reported her progress to the Hosthour by way of sending spells, and her last report spoke of seeing ice hunters paddling their sealskin boats toward a huge iceberg, flattened like a plateau across the surface, but ringed by icy peaks. She had intended to follow the ice hunters and investigate the icebergs, but after
Mhm.
that, no more reports came.
What about the ice hunters? Did you hear of any of them not returning either?
The ice hunters are a tricky lot, as many of them have, all of them, many of them have been here for generations.
Mhm.
They know nothing but the harsh realities of this life, and too often they feel they can't leave. They tell tales. They say things, but it's hard to differentiate between like superstition, lore, reality, old wives' tales.
Hmm.
I think that's just how you cope with a world like this. There was attempts to find Maketh using scrying and other magical means located on her ship, adrift and heavily damaged. Some of the ship's crews were seen dead, but no signs of the tiefling sorcerer were ever found. Uh, however, the lair of a dragon is powerful. Are you familiar with Arthur?
Am I? No.
Can you
I
spell
don't
the
know.
names that you were saying, by the way?
All right, maybe I should back up a little. I'm giving you a lot. See, this is a wretched wasteland. And there is said that a dragon rules the the sea of moving ice. There have been many hunting parties that come back talking about walls of ice with hunting parties already frozen inside of it, with like these petrified, horrified faces frozen in time. The horrors that they describe is, I'll be honest, I've seen a few. It was my duty as a Harper to go and investigate. And while I've never seen this Arthur, a dragon, what I've witnessed frozen in the ice, it's the terror on their face that tells me that this is true. That it's a powerful dragon.
Other than the aftermath, no one's glanced the dragon himself, herself, itself. Gender question mark.
I can't. I will say that from time to time, some of these hunting parties come back and they say they've seen something, but you can never know here. Maybe it was an excuse why they stayed in the frozen tundra a little bit longer to drink or to avoid a reality they didn't want to be a part of, or maybe they. All I can say is I have no credible evidence, and that's what I report back to the Harpers. So you know, that is my word.
Of course.
So I would say you have two things to consider. If you're going to continue to head up north and confront this terrible, terrible reality, maybe it is this dragon, Arthur, or maybe you'll come across Maketh, and you'll see what's left of her, and you'll find whatever research she had on the dragon. Maybe, like many who've wandered up north, you'll find her living out her final days, grown accustomed to this wasteland, hiding from some dark past that would find them on the Sword Coast, knowing that this is their only solace. This is the only place they have peace. And maybe you'll find the Drakenhorn, and you'll be able to stop whatever its intention is.
Mm.
Because there is an intention behind it, right?
Of course.
It doesn't just seems as though it's almost like the wick of a candle burning down.
Yeah, like a timer.
Well, I really wanted to use a clock analogy, but I don't believe we have those here.
What's the timer?
Now, join me in this drink.
Absolutely. Thank you for your information, and I'm sure I will be able to, if you have any questions about what's been going on down south, I'll do my best to answer yours as well, because I'm sure you often don't get much conversation.
Let me buy you a drink. I've wanted nothing more than that. And the discussion quickly turns from like this really heavy end of the world time stuff to nonsensical like have you heard about the prince and like who got caught, I don't know, philandering with barnyard animals and some weird shit. Like he wants to know all the gossipy stuff and
Right.
of what, especially of Waterdeep and the such. And you guys like quickly kind of turn the tide of Doomsday into. And he's very delighted by the fact that you're willing to share this information with
Okay.
him. We head back over to the shop in which Kierna leads you in here. Hello there, Peter. I'm here to buy some supplies, and here's my list. Do you have these things here? Uh, there is kind of a smaller figure, but again, even though he's shorter than the rest of you, as you guys enter this thing, you walk in again. There's this straw on the ground, dirt things. There's a this rickety kind of wooden staircase that leads up. You see behind a makeshift counter this the glowing embers inside of a forge. Just to the left behind it are kind of shelf upon shelf upon shelf of material. Um, this is a figure who barely stands above the counter, but again takes up space. Brutish, massive and shoulder like Kierna. Welcome back. It's been some time. Yes, I'll do my best to fill this order.
Then our new member knows a lot of people around here.
He looks over this list, and unfortunately not everything is available. Most are. If I could
That's just me trying to hand the thing over to Liam.
if I could take a guess, you guys ran into some action midair, huh? What up, Twin Fin? It's been a while, bud.
Oh God. Casting fireball. Yeah, we did run into some action while airborne. Hoping we can restock on the repair parts that we need. We might have used most of what we had.
Yeah, no, I understand. I mean, it's dangerous to get up here, and hell, it's dangerous to leave. Do what I can. Um, I'll gather up some of these parts, and I got a little something extra for my buddy Laszlo. So if you could take that to him too. And he starts to kind of wrap up this this cloth again among some stuff that you don't recognize. Kierna, are you footing the bill?
We
Oh.
can flip the bill, right? Well,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
very generous of you. Yes, well, you know, it is part of the expenditures that we expected on this ship, but I'm not gonna ask twice. And she just quickly like darts out the fucking door. Before you had a chance to
Wait,
stop her.
We're not.
she
we're-
ran?
What?
She ran out?
She moved quickly. She didn't run. You just
I
said
feel
you're
like that
gonna.
doesn't.
Yeah, it's
Sure,
fine.
footing the bill is one thing. I think I feel like it'd be weird for you to bring up Laszlo and Laszlo's friend, to not provide the information to the guy that she clearly knows.
I'm not telling them. We're moving on. We're just gonna flip the bill and just say load it up, like send it to the shipyard and move on.
All right.
How much is it gonna cost?
This. I mean, it's vital stuff, but it's not expensive. So 35 gold, and this ought to give you guys a good amount of repair.
I'll explain. Like, can we restock what we had in repair and explain kind of like the amount of.
Oh yeah,
content
this
we
will
had?
restock. This will
Okay,
restock quite a bit.
great.
This is,
I know this will probably
not-
deplete you a lot based on how much we had to fix. So I'll just pay him 40 gold.
I appreciate it, brother.
I know it's
Do you want me to just
cold up
pull it out
here.
of the
No. I'll do
party
it out of my
funds?
pocket. I'm not gonna worry about
okay?
doing party fund right now.
I appreciate it, brother. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, a lot of this was the woods. We have that on stock. We have that in tenfold, but unfortunately, some of this other metal works and stuff, you understand. But yeah, no, 40, that is quite generous, and might even put my baby through college. I appreciate it. You all leaving soon? Are you guys gonna make these repairs and bounce?
Yeah, we're wondering if you don't mind. I mean, obviously it's a lot. Do you have like a cart and everything to just take it over to? We're parked like we landed the ship just around the bend over there, and I kind of describe where we are. If do you have like a cart to take it over there for us? Do you mind?
I can load up, but you understand it's a little too cold for the oxen tonight. So I imagine that's why Kirito brought you. I mean, I'll give you a hand on it.
If
I'll load up the.
would it
I'll
be
give you a
too
hand, I'll give
cold
you a
for the oxen for another 3 gold?
You got a deal. All right, let me get them lazy fuckers.
Yep, sweet.
Let me get them lazy fuckers up.
3 more gold.
So
And
over
then-
the next like 15 minutes, you just hear him like grunting and moving stuff in the background as he loads up the carts and he gets the oxen kind of like well, he says oxen, but you recognize them more like yaks. Tied in and then he starts pulling them. It's like no need. I know where you guys are parked.
One more thing before we head out. Is there? I know there's not a lot of towns around here, but can we get directions to the local magic shop? We just wanted to stick our heads in, just really quickly. On our way out of town. I know we have to. We're gonna load this up and head out. But I just want to pop in. I always like meeting new people.
Ezekiel. So I would look. He calls it magic. I call it sleight of hand, but I'm pretty sure that's what you're looking for. And he points like down at the end of the street. You see a rickety building, over there.
And they have magic items and like weapons and gear.
He kind of looks you over. He doesn't have anything you'd want, but yeah.
I mean, we'll
This
just
is
take a
brutal.
quick look real quick. we're
Yeah, they're right over there. Right over there.
we just
Go.
want to make sure what happened to the ship
I'll
doesn't
have this.
happen again, and what we're heading towards. All right, thanks. And then
Yeah, 100%. No, and yeah, go that way. Good day. Thank you for the gold. Bites a piece. Oh, solid. All right, good.
Does his tongue freeze to it?
Oh fuck. Do a perception check.
All right, we'll make our way down towards Ezekiel's shop.
Uh,
And I'll
Um,
look around to see if Kierna's out there, just to make sure she understands like what's going on.
doing a investigation.
from who?
Well, Val's the only one.
You're
You don't see her in the midst of all this snow and everything, like kind of all the stuff fucking flying in front of your face and on the cold and this bitter cold. You're distracted. You don't see shit.
I don't see shit. So to this supposed magic item shop.
All right, you guys tread your way down the street.
Cool. Good talk.
To this like 1-story shack. As you guys enter, a bell rings. Behind it comes this like old decrepit man, and he's got this beard with like gray and white hairs in it. Customers, welcome. How can I help you?
Hi.
You're all out late. This is late at night.
I mean,
this
it
is,
gets dark here really early, I think.
it's mostly dark.
Yeah. I lost track of time. We're just passing by. We heard that this was the shop to check things out. We just wanted to see your wares, and we heard you had some interesting stuff. So we're not staying in town very long. So we
No
just
one
wanted to
ever
see what you had.
does.
But we might be coming back through here soon, and the next time through we might have more time. But right now we're very curious of what you have. You came highly recommended. Do you mind giving us a little show around?
Yes. I believe we can. I believe we can do business. For instance, that sword on your hip, I think would be a nice. I think I could give you some of these. Come here, come check this out. And he pulls you over to a corner. Look at this fine
Okay.
spears. Look at this spears. Some of this is whale's bone, and some of the finest metals. So three of those for that sword. What do you say?
I'm not really a spear kind. No one in our party is
No,
really
but
a spear.
you're up here in the north. You're going to need these. See, I understand. Swords, a dime a dozen, probably where you come from. But whalebone spears, you need those here. No, trust me, you don't know what you're up against here.
What do you have? Those do sound very lovely, but I was curious. I'm more of like a. Do you know like the people that are like sneaky, stabby, like just kind of like I want to be more finesse with what I do, less big poke and more like
Okay, well, so that big sword of yours is definitely not small poke. Come here.
Sure, but
check
like
this out.
this is
No,
just
no,
one
no, no.
part
Come
of
here, come here, come here.
Okay.
And then he takes you over to a part of the counter, and it has a bunch of daggers. Some of the hilts. This one, whalebone.
Whalebone, great.
This one,
do...
no. I have more.
Okay.
Polar bear bone.
Oh, polar bear
And
bone.
this one, if you see on the end, here are some hairs. This, and I kid you not, I promise you, Yeti.
All right.
I'll give you all three for that sword.
This sword has served me well. I really don't want to
Right,
part with
but
this sword.
I don't want to partner with these.
A
Yeti, a
maybe
whale, and
I
a polar
did
bear?
like those, but would you like to part with them for gold? And while I'm trying to make a commotion, I try to make eye contact with my brother, and kind of position
I've just been
myself.
standing by the door, like with my arms crossed, just like watching this the entire time as they
Right,
as he
and
gets
I go.
hugged around by
I
this old
kind of give
man.
him.
It's like I'll watch this haggling,
No, while
crush
you
and
guys were
burn.
over there, my echo had already gone in the back room and just like tossed stuff down, and then that's that.
Right, so I was hoping, I was waiting to see like if you did anything with the drop. At the very least,
You
while
seemed really
this has
interested in
been,
those whalebone items.
I'm trying to sell it while there's a distraction.
Can I interest you in some sealskin boots? Do you have boots?
I
boots.
have many boots. Yeah, I'm good
Tell
on
me
boots.
about your boots. No, you don't need many boots. You need sealskin boots.
I have cold weather boots, and then I have
No,
like
not cold
cool weather
boots.
boots. So like I have like my dual season boots. Like I think my boots are covered for. Here,
How about
do you
cloaks?
have
That cloak is very interesting to me.
Oh God,
Have
no,
you
not my
seen-
cloak. No, I
Have
know
you
it
seen
smells
my
better than you're expecting.
Sealskin cloak?
I'm gonna do a quick perception roll, see if there's anything interesting. Then we're just gonna like awkwardly walk up. Does he have anything of interest that I can see on the like shelves or anything?
Absolutely nothing.
Cool. Well,
Look,
all the sealskin stuff sounds really good. I just, I don't have any room for it right now on my person, but I think after this trip where I'm going right now, because right now we're actually going south, but we're coming back north here in a
Right,
short
but when
while.
you come back north,
and
what? No, I got one. One, and one more. Hold on. What?
I'm okay.
It's-
I'm walking towards. We really have to go. We're
No.
on a. Oh,
No,
it's so late. Like you said, we have to head out the door.
A Yeti. It's a water flask made out of Yeti
Oh,
nipple.
I'm so sorry. I can't hear you. I'm out the door. I'm up. Let's go.
You guys bounce out.
I'll just silently leave after my brother walks out the door by making such a big commotion.
I hope you put down one of those things, and I will never.
Yeah, do you want me to roll for any of that, or was this guy
He
completely?
better have been
entranced by
distracted
trying
after
to
all
give-
of that.
No, it was
That
a
dude
shit
was
show.
so enamored by me and trying to sell me anything and get my sword.
The fact that magic items actually walked into his shop blew his fucking mind. Like it was over
That's what I
as soon
thought
as
was
you
gonna
guys walked
happen.
in. Yeah.
Well, for whatever reason, we apparently placed one of Zaragos's spying devices up here in case
Well,
he ever
now he'll
decides to
know that
launch.
this is easy picking. Like you don't know what Zaragos wants. He now knows that this place.
I do not, and now there is one of them up there.
Yeah. Let him be determined what he wants to use. Oh.
So I guess we'll just.
Yeah,
Well,
what
at
are you
this
guys
point-
gonna do?
I'm gonna put Ezekiel's magic shot. Bitch, be crazy.
Great. I mean, at this point, I would assume that we would be looking for the rest of our group to try and meet up, right?
Yeah, I mean,
At that point, it would be
beeline it towards the ship just so we can leave. But if there's anything of interest on the way there, like I think both of us would keep our eyes out, just because like we're in a new town, but we are moving with a purpose. Does that sound right?
Yep.
I'm already back to the ship. I don't know what you guys are doing, so.
Well, theoretically, like we went to the shipyard, got the supplies. That went relatively smoothly, and then we were walking back, and we just stopped in one shop. I got molested by the shopkeep, and then we walked out of there. So like, otherwise, we're just walking back.
Yep.
Darth, you're not here, so you're not shopping. So we're not going out of our way to go trade your spears for whale spears. You're never gonna use because you have a hammer.
Awkwardly walk back in like turns out my hammer says he wants some whale spears.
Yeah. Can you give my hammer some whale spears? He will keep that hammer.
You guys so you guys are all you two are going back towards the ship?
Well, would it make sense at this point since we like would I at yeah, no, that's fine with me.
I'm gonna say so you were told you guys had like 8 hours.
Oh, we did?
Yeah. Like you guys are gonna be here for about 8 hours.
Oh, is there any library or anything here?
Is there a tavern that we can hang out with, or
Yeah, at that point I would assume I would end up at a tavern to try and stay warm.
I know.
So you guys are all directed towards where your compatriot is.
Astrid?
As you all kind of like wander in, fairly well, I would say that the boys end up there first before Valen, because you were kind of like making. I assume you're making the steak for the captain, right?
Yeah.
So you wander in a little bit later, but you all find the tavern, the pub, in which you find your compatriot Astrid sitting at the table, kind of like just I don't know. Astrid, have they seen like you're in the middle of like a really lively and like I would say entertaining conversation? Have they seen this from you before?
No.
I'll walk
So
in, just look at my brother and be like, "Have you seen her smile before? What the hell is this?"
and he's distracted by it, the smile.
Great,
And
so
doesn't respond to you.
I'll attempt to make eye contact with her and see if like it's inviting enough to say, be like, "Hey, yeah, come sit with me at my table," or if I have to go find my own table.
Well, do I notice? I guess I should roll to see if I even noticed them walking in.
Right. Go ahead.
Because his back was in the corner, so my back
He
is
was
theoretically
looking.
to the
Yeah.
door.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. Nailed it.
What am I doing? Perception?
Uh-huh.
God, this is either really great or really bad every time. Yeah, like I said, really great or really bad every time. No, I'm just chilling.
It gets to the point where the brothers walk up and they're like standing next to you, and you're just kind of like, I don't want
In the middle of the
to.
story.
Yeah, I don't want to say like you're giggling because I don't know if that's in your character, but like you were like, you're having this time, and it isn't until
Having a good time.
well, they've been inside of this like conversation that's really entertaining, hilarious conversation that she's distracted by it, and it isn't until like Lursta kind of nudges you under the table, and then darts his eyes to the brothers that you finally notice that your crewmates are standing there like awkwardly.
We don't
standing
usually
above you.
see her laughing or smiling.
Oh. Hello. You guys found me.
Hello, you too. We were just wondering about what was all the laughing and giggling and cheering about when we just walk into the tavern.
I was just catching up with an old friend.
Well, Valen, it's a tavern, not people can laugh and have fun here. There's ale.
By the way, it's pretty good. I recommend going and grabbing one.
I'll head over to the barkeep.
Oh, okay.
I'm cold as shit.
Yeah, well, just grab a few pints for us and we can all settle down. Well, if you don't mind, was your
I'm
old
gonna go
friend.
to the barkeep, but I'm just gonna ask for directions and ask to see if there's like if there's a place in town where they have like books or something where you can get some information about.
She
the
kind of
general
leans.
area.
She kind of leans down to you and puts her forearms on the counter, and then says, "No."
I will go see myself to the table. Thank you.
Stands back up.
Not a very fun scenic town, guys. Good luck.
So at this point, Val and Valen walk up to order beer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll give her
If you don't mind,
2 gold
Prefer-
for like 4 pints.
I prefer
I
to
just say-
deal with your friend here. Don't worry. Go have a seat and
Phelan, this is all you, bud. And I'll just like pat him on the shoulder and just walk off.
Oh my god.
And then
All right, so,
before I leave, I'll just like turn to her and be like, "Good luck." And just keep going.
I've already heard about
As a
it.
fine, abandon me and then go back to your tea. Yeah, no, that's okay. So Barky,
I'm the one who abandoned
what's good to
Phelan.
drink for around here?
Well, I have some ales and I have some spirits. I heard you're a fan of
Mhm.
spirits.
I guess I can give it a go.
All right.
Yeah, I'll
Um,
order like a round for my companion. That would be 4 plus one of my my crew's old friends. So that would be 5. I'll have a 5 pints.
All right. That will be about 12 gold.
Okay. Hold up. Let me 12 goats. Remove. Got it. All right, pay it.
Love you, darling. And then she gives you your 5 flasks. And if you guys continue to be thirsty, make sure that you come back up.
Sure. And I mean, people, it on the outside, if I may say, I mean, on the outside, the town doesn't seem so lively, but obviously, you run a pretty tidy up tavern here that people seem to have a good time.
Tell you what, life up here is hell. And this is
He's just
this may be-
whispering into
this may be the only joy that some of these people get. It's nothing but hard workers busting their ass. Some people hiding from their past, some people running towards their future. I'm just here to make sure
Sounds about right.
that there's a little bit of joy amongst that. You brought me some joy tonight. Thank you.
Hmm.
See you soon.
No problem. Well, since sure. I mean, it's about, well, it seems like this is about the last station where my crew and I, we can have some fun around before we go on to our next mission. You know what? As a bard,
You already left.
Yeah, you guys all left.
We went to our table.
I didn't.
but
I
was-
went over to go
You
walk
already
to the table.
left.
Didn't you leave to go
You're
find
not-
your books or whatever?
She said there are none.
Yeah,
so
I know.
just went to the table.
None of this.
I
You
know.
heard none of this. And unless you had
Yeah.
depicted like I want to listen in on the conversation beforehand, none of this. You heard nothing.
I didn't know how big the
all
bar
of
was.
all of a sudden, your pal Valen comes back, grin ear to ear. He just met a new friend.
so I was
and he's got some
Mhm.
polar bear fat liquor.
yeah.
Oh.
And while I was bringing the drinks toward the table, and well, like I was talking to the barkeep saying that, well, it seems about this to be the last station for us to have some fun before we go on for our next mission. You know what? I mean, I mean, I don't usually do this, but I will offer a tavern song tonight just to commemorate today. You know, so I mean, since everybody's here, and then people are making, meeting new old friends and stuff.
Oh yeah, like you guys are.
I
Sorry, I
yeah
was gonna say you guys are new.
No
new
problem.
to the village. You guys had
yeah
at one point you guys kind of like try to duck in and be unknown, but instantly you guys realize you guys are recognizable because the town of Dugan's Hole is so
Yep.
small.
Everybody kind of sees us and stuff.
And Go ahead.
All right.
Quick question to just like do the time and everything like that. Has Astrid at this point told us about the ship situation, or are we still not known about it yet?
Nope.
Okay.
I think we're just about to, because we just got into the
Well,
to the
sounds like you're
tavern.
just about to sing.
Well, there was 2 days of travel since.
It's fine.
Since then.
Oh no, she hasn't. No, she hasn't said
Nope.
anything.
Okay. I thought I heard the omen said, "Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Tomorrow ye will get your pay, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Whoa, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is long and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. Oh, the wind was foul and the sea runs high. Leaves her, Johnny, leave her. She shipped the green and none went by, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny leaves her. For the voyage is long and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. And then Valen's holding the beers and liquors and everything and just approached the table and then settled it down.
Nice. Is there anything anybody wants to do in this particular moment, or fast forward?
Well, I have 2 more questions
Okay.
I
Oh
want to
yeah.
ask him.
Uh-huh.
Can I like rewind 5 not 5 seconds, but before they got there?
Retcon it so that the rest of the group's not there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
basically.
Okay.
It's just 2
Yes.
questions that I thought
Okay.
of as
Yeah.
you're kind of.
Uh-huh.
So he mentioned the Macath was part of a society of sorcerers.
The Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Are they obviously they have a station somewhere in and around here. Where would that be?
That okay, so he tells you that the Arcane Brotherhood, which is made up of the mages, they're based in the city of Luskan. I believe you guys chose to pass Luskan
Yeah.
when we're and I'm just gonna bring this up here quickly.
Yeah, it was the last marked city on the map. Yeah.
Right. You guys, so he informs you that the Arcane Brotherhood is based out of Luskan, at the fabled Hostour of the Arcane. The Hostour is an academy for the best and brightest mages of Faerun. That only the most promising are accepted as members in the Arcane Brotherhood, and only members of the Order can study at the Hostour.
Okay. And okay, so they don't have any sort of outpost here. It's they traveled up from Luskan.
Right, like so part of what he was saying is that Macath had grown interested in
Do we know where Luskin is?
Okay, hold on, sorry. Let me
Luskin's right here. Sorry, big, bold, dumb.
Okay, sorry. I was like, maybe it's not on your screen, but it looked
No, it
highlighted.
is. It's just like I was completely looking anywhere but where it was.
that Luskin kind of became obsessed with the Drakenhorn and chased it up north kind of by herself, and was like
Okay.
a solo investigating it.
Got it. And then oh, my sticky note disappeared. Where would if I wanted to talk to the ice hunters, where would I go?
like he kind of just gives you one of these like
Okay.
um
I didn't know if they were in
you
smaller
you recognize
encampment
well I would
further
say
north.
like so he kind of says like some of these people here are they're villagers. This is a small village. And he points at a particular table, and they have like kind of like this sunburn line,
Mhm.
where it's lighter across here, but their faces are burned brown. Uh, they are way more covered in adorned in the pelts and stuff than
Okay.
some of these other people. They sit at a table with three of them, and he kind of draws your attention to them.
Okay. I'm trying to decide. I guess. Do you mind if I go talk to them?
No, you can do what you
With
want.
us or before we got there?
Before.
Well, I would say,
Or if does the
all
timing
this
work?
is yeah. Well, I would say now that they're there,
Mhm.
you can go there and have this conversation without them. Like they're gonna sit down and have these drinks, and you get up at the table
Okay.
and decide to have this. There's like some merriment. Like the perfect opportunity timing would be after Valen sings a song and kind of gets everybody like cheering and cooperative.
Yeah.
And you
Okay.
recognize this moment as a great time to go and approach the ice hunters.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'll walk past the table towards the bar and kind of look and see what they're drinking.
Mhm.
And then buy around.
Damn, you're good at this game.
If
Exactly
I
how that
can,
should happen.
should I roll perception?
Yeah, roll perception.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Because I'm really good at it.
um. Well,
They're drinking a
what?
liquid.
Yeah, it's not water. So you're gonna just go pick up something.
Okay, since I'm horrible at observation, I'll just ask the bartender.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming they're regulars.
You'd have to ask the bartender.
So I'll walk up and ask her, the gentleman sitting at the table over there, what's their favorite drink?
Same as everybody else. Alcohol, honey. But I believe they were drinking the similar ale as you.
Okay. You said there were 4 sitting at the table, right?
There's 3.
I just want to. Oh, there's 3. Okay, I'll
Mhm.
put I'll buy 4 ales, 1 for me, 3 for them.
And should I put this on your friend Valen's tab?
Sure, why not?
Wait.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
And I'll just wink at her.
So she drops down like these little check marks on a sheet of parchment.
Damn, man.
Pours you some beers or some ales and hands them to you.
All right, I'll grab them and head over that way. And when I sit down, I'll set the drinks down and
Can you do a charisma with advantage?
I sure can.
Hey, can we do double advantage?
Double
That's a-
advantage.
You can do super advantage, yeah, in roll 20.
Yeah, I think
Not roll
so.
20 in
If you
beyond.
yeah. If you could figure that out, that'd be great. But otherwise, just do advantage.
Okay.
This seems like a perfect
What am I
opportunity
looking
for
at?
super advantage.
I'm rolling
If
for
you-
charisma. Oh, there it is. My bad.
Yeah, when you go to roll it, David should show you. But it's
Everybody's all
secret
hammered
advantage.
up. There was music. There
Yeah,
was
Right?
this is gonna
Okay.
go pretty
the
smoothly.
moods were right.
Thank God she got it.
And I needed a 15.
Are you kidding me?
No,
Wait, it
I'm
only
just
rolled
kidding.
twice.
It rolled 3 times, but it's only gonna show because roll 20 only
Oh, it
That's
has
all
only
right.
counts
I'm
you.
just kidding.
for
You're
2.
good.
It'll show
So
like this.
you sat down and immediately like these fools just start like kind of grinning, and they grin in a way in which you see only a handful of teeth between the three of them.
Mind if I join you?
No, please join us here. We just thank you very kindly for this beers.
Oh, of course. I just arrived in town and I'm trying to make
Yeah.
a couple of friends. And also,
Well, we'll be friends. This is my cousin Dale and my other cousin Dale.
and rumor has it that you guys know a little bit about the Sea of Ice.
Oh, darling, we know about the Sea of Ice. Oh, what a that place that is. Can I drink this here ale?
It's yours.
Thank you kindly. So, yeah, okay. So, what do you want to know about alcohol?
The Sea of Ice?
Oh, yeah, the Sea of Ice. Yeah. Oh, it's fucking freezing cold out there.
What sort of things do you often run into? I'm assuming
Oh,
whale.
lordy. No, whales? No, they don't even like to go up that far. Sea of Ice? No, no, no. No, whales are down here all the time. Whales everywhere. This guy over here, he find a whale and he makes spears out of them all the time.
Okay.
Hey, Terry, I just want to apologize, dude, because I'm trying to do Waterboy
Hmm?
and I'm borderline offensive. So I'm gonna keep trying to go Waterboy.
No problem. I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
All right. Sure. Because that one got real.
I didn't think it was
Even
borderline
though-
offensive until you said it, and
know,
now I'm
I
like,
started
oh yeah,
hearing it.
now I see where it's borderline offensive.
I started hearing it. I'm
Oh,
like,
no.
oh, fuck, get out of here. Bail, bail. Where were we at?
You're telling me about what lives in the Sea of Ice.
Oh, so no, in the Sea of Ice, well, tell you the truth, there's many creatures out there, and many, and with the sharp teeth, and they're angry, they're angry, and probably the most angry one is that dragon.
The dragon.
Lord, well, you know about the dragon?
I've heard rumor of a dragon.
Tell me, because I don't know much.
Have you seen it?
Oh, I've seen it.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was one day when I was just a wee child. And then I heard this noise. And I said, Papa, what's that noise? And he's like, run, child, run. And I started running. I like, run. And I started running. And I just heard this noise. And it's like ice cracking, like the most biggest ice cracking. Just like I said, please, Eugene, don't you be fearful no more. And I looked around for my pappy, and he was, well, all I seen were his legs. And all I had was my pappy's was his legs, and I'll show you. And he reaches into his backpack and he pulls out these like blackened stumps, kneecaps down. And Me and my
Astrid
pappy.
is just gonna take like a giant gulp of beer.
Me and my pappy. Bravest man I ever known. I love you, Daddy. And he hugs him.
Oh,
I love you, Daddy.
can I just? Oh, I don't want to, but I have to. Can I just look and see if the legs look like they were actually like frozen off by a dragon or anything?
Do an investigation.
Okay. Hello, computer?
Hello, computer.
Computer.
Nope.
You're
Dang
just
it.
you're kind of like so disgusted in the moment. You're like, I don't know.
Okay.
Anyways, you want to meet my mama?
Uh, sure.
He reaches into his backpack
I
and he
knew
pulls
it's just in a
This
jar.
is so wrong.
and he reaches out to this like halved skull with this like leathery face. And the hair on it is just stiff.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she didn't make it. That
Oh, wait.
Both of
that
them got killed?
goddamn dragon ate. He done got my whole village. And everybody here when I tell them this story, they think it's just the cold, the bitter cold. But the bitter cold don't do this. They know that. They just don't want to admit it. They say there ain't no dragon. They say, that goddamn Arthur, he ain't really here. But I tell you what, he is. He's too sneaky because he's up there. He's got layers all over that sea of ice. He's got layers everywhere. But I know of one of them because after he attacked our village, we went looking. Me and my cousins Dale here, we went looking. We came across one particular iceberg out there in the middle of the sea ice. It's like a giant plateau. And right there in the middle of it was a cavern of some sort. And we snuck up on it. And we could hear him breathing. But you know what? Sometimes it's just better to live. You know? I got my mom and my papa right here with me. And that's sometimes the best I can do. So I'm just gonna keep go hunting these seals. Y'all get some sealskin boots. I recommend them.
Ah, thanks for the recommendation.
But I'll tell you what. There ain't nothing better than living. Ask my mama and my papa. Go ahead. And he lifts his mama's face up to you. Go ahead, ask her.
Oh god.
Oh,
He's gonna be Guns and Burn
How's
Oh
it
my
going?
god. That's too vivid. That's too vivid.
Ugh.
I have image in my mind now.
I'm sorry.
Ugh.
She can't really answer you. She's dead.
Terry, you're supposed to be
No,
playing the
she
entire
looks so
game with an
good,
image in
though.
your head.
It was like a ask her rhetorically kind of thing.
Oh,
Not
okay.
like ask her.
Sorry.
You city folk. Fucking weird.
Yeah, we're definitely the weird. We're
Anyways,
definitely weird.
I recommend you all with your fancy swords and your shiny things, go up there go up there to that iceberg I was talking about, plateau in the middle. See, I'll draw you a map to it. You all go up there, get that thing. If that thing ain't there, burn it to the ground. Burn that iceberg to the ground.
We will do our best.
All right.
Now you said something about a map.
What?
Mhm.
A map?
Can you at least
When?
give me a general idea of where this iceberg that you hate is?
Oh, when I said draw you a map. See, that's a figure of speech. What I just mean, like, I'm a All right, and then
Figure of
he
speech.
kind of like draws like on the table with, he dips his finger in the ale and like here, I'll hear, puts an X, and then go, and then he just with his wet finger kind of draws a little trail of water. Go up there, round there. All right,
Okay.
well, yeah. Anyway, round there, I'll be fine.
All right. Well, if you guys would like another round, let me know. But I'm gonna go relay this wonderful information that you've given me to my friends.
Hey, can you do me one favor?
Yes. What would that be?
Come here. I want to whisper it in your ear.
Astrid at this point has a dagger out under her, concealed, but is not liking this at all. But will comply.
Hey, can you tell your friend over there that we're cool?
Which friend?
That one over there with the half face.
Mm. I'll let him know.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you for
With
the
the
beers.
what face?
Half face.
Oh, the guy that I've been talking to.
Yeah.
All right, I'll return to the table.
And as you sit down, you start commencing conversation with Learthur Halfface, as he does not like to be called. And the conversation gets jolly and ruckus, and in walks your companions. We are back into the future time, in which we will take a break.
Perfect. Thanks for letting me retcon.
Yeah, that's a good retcon. I like that I made the Inuit figures into a bunch of rednecks. That felt good to me.
That was safer.
It was. It's way safer for me to make.
No one's gonna be offended by that.
And if the rednecks are offended, so
They don't
be
have
it.
a computer. They'll be fine.
That's my family you're talking about.
Well, shoot.
Okay, we should be good.
Welcome back to M&A&D&D episode whatever. 58.
58.
You'll find yourself still. Have we decided what we're doing? Are you guys? The festivities are dying down. Amongst this is the cold of night ever encroaches on.
I mean, do we want to head back to the ship soon? Like, I mean, do we want to? I mean, I don't know if we want to hang out here the whole time or what.
Can I get a
I'd head
perception
back.
check?
One.
From
Anybody who wants to give a perception check right now.
You know you want me to roll perception.
DW, in the midst of all the festivities, there isn't a crew member other than M&A here.
yeah, I was wondering about that. Does anyone know where the rest of the crew is? Did they say that they're gonna come here? Maybe we should head back to the ship and see where they're at. Like maybe,
Yeah, I'm.
like I don't want to make us look like we're
done
lazy
here.
and just and slacking off.
Sure, let's head back.
Astrid, Valen, you guys have a response?
I'm good.
Well, they
I'm
were-
good for going back to the ship.
You guys are with them before, after I was. So
Yeah,
if you don't know where they are, I don't know where they are.
Well, I mean, we know where we parked, so let's just go back to there. Right, we kind of got separated. We bought the stuff. We said we were gonna pay for it, and I paid the shipyard guy to deliver the stuff himself. And then we
Okay.
started headed back towards this way, and I guess we ended up here rather than headed back to the ship.
We can head back. I did just. I can catch you guys up later, but I feel like this is important information. I did talk to the captain before we landed here, and he's decided this is a one-way ticket.
I mean, I kind of felt like it was going to be a one-way ticket no matter what.
But we were contracted for a two-way ticket. That doesn't make sense. The deal. How is it? What do you mean? No matter what, like we don't have a really good way to get back.
I mean,
They're
I
gonna
didn't
drop
know
us
that
off
they
at
were
the
going to
fucking
stick
edge of the
around.
world. They're gonna drop us off at the edge of the world, and then we're just gonna have no way to get back. That sounds like no. They were always contracted to bring us back home.
Well, I knew they
That
weren't going to
was-
go into battle with us.
I didn't ask them to stay in the battle. I just needed them to stay, like, just get us there, and then bring us home when we're done. That was always the deal. Kind of clear when we said, hey, we don't have a great way to get from point A to point B all the way across the world. And they said, we'll offer you this ride service.
Yeah.
Well,
So if they do this,
I
they're
think
going
that was
against their
before he
word.
realized that he was going to lose the vast majority of his ship and one of his crew members.
I mean,
I know, right?
We're having
be
this conversation
fair-
as we're
Well,
walking.
like
sure, yeah.
I think it depends. So the deal is, are they leaving right now?
We don't know yet.
We don't know what. Well, I mean, regardless, you know, I think we should be heading back quickly, but we can have this further conversation later. But we should try to convince them that we need a ride back if possible, and we're not trying to make them have any do harm, but that's what they were contracted to do, and they should at least, you know, honor the contract of which the deal was.
Yeah.
You know, we're not trying to sabotage anything here. We're also not trained for aerial combat, like, you know, ship to ship combat.
And we provided help with
Mhm.
what we could. So let's go see what's going on. We may need to talk to the captain, as a group, to sort this out, because going against one's word, even now, is, we may be able to find some sort of agreement. Is all I can really say, or at least come
There
to
could be some
understanding.
compromise in there.
Or there could be some consequences in there.
All right. Well, we head back up to where the ship was parked, or is parked, hopefully.
As you,
That was not a whisper.
It was not a whisper.
God, how awkward. As you guys start walking up down this this frozen path towards your ship, you see lanterns hung from different points of this airship. You see Usk at the bow, just like banging away. You see Kierna on the hardest on the side closest to you, nailing pieces. This giant being who continues to kind of like emanate this warmth and this light with his horns. Just holding massive planks of wood as he delivers it to parts of the ship. Even up into the sides of the balloon, you see this like figure kind of like crawling up the sides of it. You recognize it as Arendor. The crew of the ship is hard at work repairing the damages of the battle that you guys had sustained. You guys kind of wander in. Can I get an acrobat check from everybody?
Sure. I'll say once I at least hopefully get onto the ship.
Sure.
I'll
Gosh, man.
I'll try and grab some material and help with repairs, I guess.
Valen, did Valen roll that?
Jesus. I got a 4.
All right. I would say DW or Liam is
Did
able
it show?
to no, but Liam's able to walk up in a convincing manner. There's a interesting swagger to Val and Astrid. A little bit of sway in their steps. Valen, on the other hand, kind of like as he walks up.
I wasn't drinking, so.
And it shows.
Sluggish.
And it's slow. It shows in the
Yeah,
way
I'm wobbling.
Right. You just hear from the poop deck this bellowing voice. About time you showed up. Get to work. We leave in 2 hours.
I'll again grab some materials and start helping.
Same.
You guys,
do we know where they need the most help, or do they just anywhere in general?
I'm assuming they'll point.
I don't know. I might need
start
to
helping.
sit down somewhere and let the alcohol to pass.
As you sit down, you get a lot of side eye and glares from the crewmates as they walk past you carrying like heavy lumber and stuff, and they're pounding these things into shape in repairing the parts of the ship that need to be taking that material that was, I don't know, so generously provided by Liam. Valen, can I get a perception check?
Okay. Let me
At
see,
disadvantage.
Perception. At disadvantage. Oh god. How? I don't know how to do it on a mobile version though.
Just roll twice.
Hold up. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's essentially just
Uh.
you'd roll twice and then take the lowest roll.
Okay. Six, and then oh no, that's persuasion. Sorry, perception.
I'll wait till after he's done rolling.
Yeah, I'll roll the second time. That's one. Damn. Damn.
Yeah,
So
but he's
you
not.
can-
He doesn't have any of his modifiers on there, but he did roll a natural one.
All right. So as you sit there like on a stump watching everybody kind of like hustle to work, like you're oblivious to the side eye and even the fuming eyes of your captain as he glances down at you.
So I'm assuming this is fairly obvious to see.
To everybody
can
else.
I have 3 second level spell slots, so I'm gonna cast Lesser Restoration on
That'll work.
everyone who's intoxicated. So me, Valen,
Valen and Val.
and
Myself.
Val, yeah.
Yeah. Give me a second. Sorry.
Dang, you're good at this game. You
Well, I
made
just remembered I had it.
no,
listen.
Alex got all giddy. Like, yeah.
I don't remember. So it says the condition you touch a creature and can end either one disease or one condition afflicting it, and the condition can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. And alcohol is technically a poison.
Yep.
Alcohol
I'm cool with
poisoning.
Yeah, I'm cool with this. I agree.
Okay, so I'm gonna
It's
burn
the
all 3
weakest
of
thing
my
that you
spell
could
slots.
have like restoration used for is essentially
Yeah.
like to clear up like alcohol or like like a hangover.
But
It's like a
I
magical
mean,
cure.
it feels appropriate in this.
No,
moment,
It does.
so I'm
it's
gonna
100%
cast it.
appropriate. It's just not
Yeah,
one of the
no,
things
no.
that they document in the spell.
Yeah.
It's 100% used like this
So-
all the time.
Oh, do I have to roll? Oh no.
It'll be like a low DC though,
Okay, well, I guess I'll roll.
because it's
Uh-oh.
the weakest. Oh, you don't have to roll. No, this one's not a roll. This one you just touch and it happens.
Yeah, I was about to say, I thought it was just
it's the way that the app works, and it's just it also tracks like the uses. So just click it. And
Yeah.
Okay.
Just use it.
All right.
Okay.
Yep, we're good. Sorry.
So yeah, as you kind of like move through the group and you bring these 2 guys over, well, you bring Val over to Valen, who's sitting on a stump, kind of spinning. You guys, this fog kind of clears, and kind of snap to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, then I'll go back to helping.
Start getting straight to work. Let's see. I'm gonna roll a perception. And God, I rolled a natural 20. I definitely noticed that. As captain of the ship, I look at
Jesus.
you. I look at and you just kind of see you
Who's
Astrid
you?
see
Okay.
Astrid.
Sorry, you beat me to it. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
delay.
Now you Astrid, you see something that maybe only you have seen on this ship. Besides his crewmates, you see this grin kind of like light up his face as everybody gets to work. Over the next several hours, you guys are managed to prepare the ship in a manner in which you guys get a sense of joy and honor out of. Like, it's, if you look closely enough, like if you were crazy, like a crazy artist who would say, hey, if I zoomed in on pixels, these ones happen to be a little bit off. Like, yeah, right. But if you weren't crazy, you would look at this thing and you'd be like, wow, what a masterpiece. Like, you guys brought it back. You brought it back from the brink of death. And here it is, a ship in which you're proud to ride on. Not like that crazy artist guy, but just
Nah, fuck that guy. He's
Yeah.
a dumbass. What's wrong with him?
I would ride on a sky ship that's a few pixels off. It's okay.
and you guys to start to take off up into the air, rising. Karen says, make sure everything is secure as I bring up the anchors. We're not landing again until we reach the Sea of Ice.
I'll make some rounds and check all of the knots and everything on all of the cargo and make sure everything's tied and tight.
There is a moment in which, as you guys move to your paces, I would like someone to do a perception check.
Not it.
Just one person or anyone?
I'll do it.
There you go.
How many pounds of boom boom rocks did I get before, Viva?
I don't
It's
know.
like our first session on here.
Yeah.
I was successful stealing some, but I don't remember. Like, I was just pocketing.
Yeah, you only
some.
got like it wasn't pounds, it was like
It was like a
couple
pound, I
pockets.
think.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm put a pound.
Did you do your perception check? I didn't. see
No,
it
I
come
haven't
up.
rolled it yet. I was filling out boom
Okay.
boom rocks in my inventory because I forgot I didn't put it in there. Perception. I'll use luck and get a better one. I hope. Maybe
Wow.
maybe I'll just get 11s twice. God damn.
Nope. You continue to work. You're a little like you're down there like chipping away and starting to fuel the furnaces. It dawns on you Usk isn't around for a brief second, but like habit is like you've grown accustomed to, and there's a habit of the motion of chip chip chip, kind of like feel the fires, chip chip chip, feel the fires. And that puts your mind at ease, and you don't think twice about the fact that you don't see Usk.
Uh,
You guys continue north. It gets again to this point of just almost at some point absolute darkness. If the clouds don't part above you, you no longer see the stars, and then there is no light that shines through, and you guys are flying completely blind. The conversation between Arendor and Val is interesting, as you guys are flying in a situation in which both of you are a little bit giddy. You enjoy, this is a challenge. You guys you're both navigators in the sense of the world, and you're able to determine, like, when you see peaks and you see forests and you see the stars, you're able to immediately like pick up where you're at and where you're going. But in this instance, in these instances, I should say, where you're afloat amongst the clouds and there is no stars. You're blind to the world and you trust only your natural instincts.
I will say though, after getting attacked by a pack of wyverns out of nowhere that one time, I am attempting to keep a general like perceptive eye out and just while I'm up on deck in general during our entire trip. But it is very beautiful and interesting and exciting to be up here and navigating in such a way. Do I need to make like a survival roll or anything to?
No. This is
Okay.
just kind of just dialogue for the moment. When you guys finally start to like crest this darkness, when the moon starts to like break through all of the shadows and the clouds, and it starts to like kind of stretch across the surface of the world, you're unaccustomed to what you're seeing. You're seeing something totally unnatural. What it is what you see is if like these ice these giant ice crystals try to reach up into the heavens. All around you, you see these shifting and moving icebergs. They flow in this water. You hear this cracking, this like unrelenting cracking from every direction as this giant ice meets like they are tectonic plates constantly butting up against each other. It's almost deafening. And as far as you can see is just this giant ocean of icebergs colliding. Like I don't know, like some kind of symphony where the cymbals are crashing up constantly all around you in different in different directions all around you. You finally made your way into the sea of ice.
I'll turn to the group and say, well, if my vast experience of being a ranger has taught me anything, I think we've made it to the sea of moving ice. And I'll just
So we
gesture.
passed the point of no return.
And that's where we're gonna end tonight.
Woo!
Glad I made it up for just that statement.
So what's happening?
Sorry. Ezra was like, I saw Kate and Ezra like on the camera outside, like walking in the street, and like I couldn't tell if she needed like if she was being pulled or whatever by him, and he was being rowdy or whatever. I was like, oh god, I'm gonna go check on them. So I just like took off to go run on them. Sorry.
It's all right.
All right.
So may I ask something out of the game, like as a player?
Uh-huh.
So is there a storyline for M for her character?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, because I just sort of start because
Nobody's asked her.
I mean being a character from Water, yeah, no, like being a character from Waterdeep, like she knows a lot
Terry, there is
about the
nothing,
regions that's so up north. So I was feeling like maybe there's
there is nothing stopping you from asking that question in game. In fact, I recommend you asking that question
in the game. Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
because right, 100%.
Okay.
You've
I was
had-
making comments during the tavern. Got it.
Yeah, no. So that is interesting because to some extent everybody's just like, all right, we got this person.
New
You guys all do it
mysterious
to each other. Yeah.
individual.
And everybody's mysterious in some way to each other.
Yeah.
So
It's the same thing we had
100%
with Ulan too.
feel free to ask those questions in game. That makes for good game. Awesome that you came up with that.
Okay. Got it.
Nope. And it's like I'm not trying to like critique or whatever, but no, 100% that is a great question. Of course.
All right. The
Yes.
next time when I suspect something, I will go directly into the game.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
and you gotta start studying up for whatever Valen might ask you.
I know.
Welcome to my world.
Shit, now I have to actually get my shit together.
But I will say this, Terry,
Mhm.
from what you understood and what's happened in the story, and there some of this is self-explanatory from what we've experienced.
She's an elite harper that's on a mission.
So-
That's sort of aligns with
So
ours.
there you go.
Got it.
She's a harper of like utmost respect in comparison to this group.
Especially to Valen or Valen.
Yeah.
Or Valimar.
Val,
Too many
Yeah, like-
VALs.
I know. But yeah, great question.
Got it.
All right. Thanks everybody who's on stream. Sorry I had a little bit of XSplit acting up there at the end, but hope it was a good one for everyone.
Yeah, I hope you guys all
Hanging
enjoyed
out.
that. That was fun. We did
Nothing
a lot
bad
of
can
interesting-
happen to us ever, is what we've proven. So don't worry. Nothing bad, right, Viva?
No, not. How boring. would
Oh
that
my
be?
god! Why do you want to?
No,
Oh god!
it's like poking a bear.
I'm
Don't-
not poking the
why do
bear,
you
I'm
wanna
getting it
jinx
in
her-
writing. I'm
jinx
getting it in
yourself?
writing on stream so that he can't do it.
I know.
He's promised
You're-
now. He's promised.
You're jinxing the
Bye,
whole thing right
everybody.
now.
That'll be
The
fine.
ship won't sink.
No, you do realize that from now on, I mean, we are heading into a battle with a dragon soon. Oh my
So we're always
god.
heading
there's
to battle
definitely
with
a
the dragon.
dragon.
That's the whole point of this campaign.
Man, if
Yeah,
everything
like,
goes
I
south,
don't
we blame you, Alex.
That was
I don't
always
know,
the
man.
case.
Like the idea that a dragon is there seems far fetched to me.
All right,
Oh,
bye
totally.
everybody.